A repurchase agreement, or repo, is an arrangement in which one party sells a security to a buyer at a specified selling price with a commitment to buy it back T days later at a specified price, which we call the repurchase price. So, in effect, the buyer is actually lending an amount equal to the selling price to the seller with the security as collateral. The buyer is the cash lender and the seller the cash borrower. In turn, when the seller repurchases the security at the repurchase price, the difference between the two prices is the interest the buyer receives. Given that the two parties agreed on a specified interest rate, known as the repo rate, the relationship between the selling price and repurchase price is therefore as such. Repos are short-term contracts that can be used as short as 1 day. A repo for 1 day is called an overnight repo, while an agreement covering a longer period is called a term repo. Repos are popular for short-term financing because the interest cost of a repo is usually less than the rate on bank loans or other short-term borrowing. Also, note that the quoted repo rate is always an annual rate. With that, let's look at an example. A borrower enters into a repo agreement to sell a 5% coupon 10-year bond with a par value of $1 million. If both parties agree on a selling price of $920,000, that is the loan amount, for a term of 180 days, and a repo rate of 2%. The repurchase price at the end of 180 days must be $929,200. So what are the factors that affect the repo rate? Firstly, like most other debt securities, the longer the repo term, the higher the repo rate due to the higher uncertainty of future events. And unlike other debt securities, the credit quality of the borrower is not that important. Rather, the credit quality of the collateral that she provides is much more important. The higher the credit quality, the lower the repo rate. The demand for the collateral is also a factor. The higher the demand for a specific security, the lower the repo rate. The most recently issued or on-the-run developed market sovereign bonds typically have the lowest repo rates in a given market. Borrowers have the choice of whether to deliver the collateral to the lender or just pledge the collateral without delivery. If the collateral is delivered, the repo rate will be lower. And because there are alternative sources like taking a bank loan, the interest rates charged by these alternative sources is also a factor. If alternative interest rates are high, the repo rate is likely to be high as well. Now back to our example. You may be wondering, how do the parties decide on the selling price of the security, or for that matter, the loan amount? Well, the most obvious factor would be the market value of the security. For example, the 10-year government bond may be trading at $943,000 at the initiation of the repo. So why would the seller agree to sell it to the buyer at just $920,000? Well, most repos have an additional condition that is known as the initial margin, calculated as the ratio of the security's value to its selling price in the repo. So let's say the initial margin is 102.5%, based on the security's market value. We can work out the selling price to be $920,000. This selling price fulfills the initial margin for the repurchase agreement. Another perspective is to see it as a discount to compensate the lender for the possibility of borrower default. In this case, the discount is 2.44%. This is often known as the haircut of the repurchase agreement. The initial margin is a contractual ratio that the repo participants agree to maintain throughout the life of the repo term. To help us understand its mechanisms, let's map out the life of the repo from initiation to the repurchase date. For our example, since the security is worth $943,000 at initiation, based on an initial margin of 102.5%, the borrower must sell it at $920,000. On the repurchase date, 180 days later, the borrower must repurchase the security with $929,200 based on a repo rate of 2%. You should note that the selling price should converge to the repurchase price as it gets closer to the repurchase date. At any time t, the selling price can be calculated based on the repo rate. So at any time t, we can calculate the ratio. Let's say 45 days after the initiation, the selling price should be $922,300. Based on the initial margin of 102.5%, the market value of the security just needs to be this amount. If the price of the security at this point is lower, of let's say $930,000, the repo is under-collateralized. In this case, since the buyer is holding on to the security, the buyer can request the seller to place more collateral to bring the ratio back up to the initial margin. This amount is calculated using variation margin equation, which in this case works out to around positive $15,400. In the opposite case, where the variation margin is negative, it means that the repo is over-collateralized, so the seller can request the buyer to return some collateral.
You've just watched a short excerpt from our comprehensive video library. Found our lively animations helpful for your CFA exam prep? Discover even more at prepnuggets.com. At Prep Nuggets, we handle the hard work to make it simple for you.